4 days later. What is it, like 4 seconds later? I should do something different. I've turned into Shermie from the Bazooka Joe comic. Bathrobe session 174 now in order. What's our backdrop?
Evel Knievel.
I just saw the Snake River the other day. I was in it. Now, granted, not near Twin Falls, where I believe he jumped. Have you ever seen the place where he jumped?
I haven't.
I've been there. He's lucky he didn't land. He's lucky it didn't work, because he would have been even more dead, because he would have had to gone farther to get to the other side. But I tell you what, I don't know if that's a daredevil or flat out a guy in need of an alimony payment, because that thing was a suicide trip from the start, old Evil. But you got to give him credit. I know people laugh and say, really? He didn't get close to pulling it off. I'm talking about sitting there in a Cohiba tube with a rocket attached to it and getting shot into a canyon. At some point, you pay the guy for that. Let me close this out. Gene Hackman, a few days ago, we were talking about him. Let's see. James from Duluth, Minnesota. Number 1. One of my favorite of your guests is Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I love Tuck. Makes me laugh. You and he trade wit with real genius. What kind of stand-up comedian do you think Tucker would make? You know, stand-up's a different beast. I'm telling you, man. You know, I usually get people say, oh, they could act, or they could do that, or you could host a show, or you could... A couple things you can't give it up on is sports. No, not everybody can go across the middle in the NFL. And stand-up's a bear, man. I know some good guys. Who would I say out of stars could do stand-up? Hanks. I know he could. I know Tommy a little. He's got great chops and he's fearless. So Hanks could do it. Let's see. Alec Baldwin. No. I don't think he's. I don't think he's up to the. It's sort of a same flat delivery. It's great delivery, but I don't think that would work. I just can't give it up to many people on stand-up, including when Glenn Beck calls himself a stand-up. Now listen, Beck's a brilliant businessman. And indeed, when I used to watch the show, sometimes it would make perfect sense to me. Sometimes the histrionics would be a pain in the ass, and the Kermit voice, I wanted to strangle him. But, you know, I think Beck's got an intellect. But when he pitches himself as a stand-up, listen, I'm one of the voting members in there. No, he's not a stand-up. But Tucker, a little prim. Used to be a cat who worked that angle years ago, sort of a Stanley Myron Handelman. He was a nerdish, kind of, and not quite Tucker. But I don't think even Tucker would. Listen, he is a wit. I've been on the air with him. He's quick on quick. He's dapper. He's debonair. He's charming. But stand-up involves some sort of urge to kill people that not everybody has. Like Jerry's an insouciant comedian, and he's a great comedian, Seinfeld. And I always sense that he doesn't really need it. But he digs the art. But he doesn't need the people. But at some point, you got to be a little needy to do stand-up. And I don't sense Tucker's all that needy with people. Maybe I'm wrong. But you got to go out there and say, it's like that old Our Gang episode where Spanky stands up and goes, let's put on a show. There has to be some eagerness to do that. I don't know that Tuck's interested in that. Plus, you can't wear a bow tie on stage. I don't think. Try to think, is anybody? I guess Pee Wee Herman, but he wasn't stand-up. Like I said, there is some obviously brilliant P.J. O'Rourke. I mean, guys like these are comedy geniuses, way beyond stand-up in my book in a way. But stand-up's a certain breed of cat. It's got a rat-a-tat-tat to it, a machine gun thing, and urgency, and a need to pick a crowd and take it for an hour with you, and be a little presumptuous about it, a little ruthless about it. So it's simultaneously needy and ruthless. That's not for everybody. But nonetheless, Tucker a charmer. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone on DennisMillerRadio.com.